Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Tuesday topic, and there's only really one place we can start this week. Kevin Morales. No, we might end with Kevin Morales, but
we might.
What's Barkley? Left Everton to pass.
Gutted.
What a weird weekend. Friday, it was a derby. We bought a player, sold a player. It was just that weird, wasn't it? And it's like, it seems so long ago, and like, did it really happen? But it did. Ross Barkley is a Chelsea player. Weird. I can't make up what the opinion is, because a lot of it on Twitter is, he's shit. No.
Anyway, so it doesn't matter. And others is he's a snake.
That's not the opinion. The opinion is there aren't any opinions, because you don't need an opinion on him, because the overwhelming factor is he's a snake for what he's done. What are your feelings on what he's done? Because you can be, you can lay it all out or bare here. So,
I will lay it out, but my feelings on him are, it is what it is. I think there's been many factors that's got us to where we are now. I think the minute he was with John Stones' agent, there was an issue. John Stones has been in his ear for a while for Man City. I think Ronald Koeman damaged his relationship with Everton, Ross's relationship with Everton. And when you get that fracture coming, and then you've got someone in your ear who's interested to get you away from that football club, to get a percentage and to get higher. I don't want to. You're asking me my opinion, so this is it.
I don't like
it. Doesn't matter. And thirdly, I don't know what's gone on with him, why you would do kind of what you've done, other than if you're a greedy bastard. So if you're there ready to sign in August, and then you go, actually I'm going to leave it till January so I can take a bigger cut, then that's shite talking. But what I will say is, those reports of £35 million are bullshit in August, because it'll come out that wasn't what Chelsea bid in August. So it isn't like he's cost us 30 million or 20 million, because he hasn't. It's less than that, but he still cost us money. Because
he was
and
there.
Wages.
I want to go back to the agent thing.
Yeah,
I don't think the agent thing's I don't think it's an issue as much, because most agents are looking to do deals for their client, and we've just seen Coutinho leave Liverpool, and we've seen the article in the Daily Mail, and how, well, it was like an OK magazine article, wasn't it? And how it was sort of like, oh, but look at this and look at that, and look at the pressures he was under, but he still loves Liverpool. He was watching them in the derby, and it was sickly sweet. It was interesting, but it was sickly sweet. And I just think agents, you just need to take footballers got their own mind, and of course they'll be swayed by agents. But for me, the Koeman thing's more interesting, because literally a year ago, Ronald Koeman was saying Ross Barkley has to prove he's worth a new contract. This was a year ago.
Yeah.
And at the time he was all right. He was playing okay. He wasn't brilliant. He'd never been Koeman's favourite. Ironically, I think he improved under Koeman, because I think his all-round game got better. His defensive side of the game got a lot better. He was more switched on from things like set pieces. But Koeman kept on reiterating, he's got to prove he's worth it. And it's almost like they've just bluffed us and gone, sound, see you later. We know there's big clubs out there who want to sign us for whatever reason, which we'll discuss. And seeing him against Watford last home game, which he scored, it was evident that was probably his last game at Goodison Park. And the game at Arsenal, when he was on the bench, when he'd been given the ultimatum to sign the contract, it was evident that day, just his general demeanour when he came over to the fans at the end. It was almost a goodbye in some terms. So I think he's known for a while. It's just I suppose it's just getting to the bottom of why he felt like he had to leave, and I suppose we'll never ever truly know that. Maybe, you know.
Well, I think he's been at the club a long time, hasn't he? And some players feel like they have to move on. I think the frustration, from my perspective, is that he's got all the tools to be a top player, and I think with different people around him, we'd have seen how good he is. I think if he'd have had the centre forward that moved, it would have helped him. But by the same token, he hasn't developed as well as he should have done. He's got everything there. I don't know whether he's got the brain, and that will, over the next 3 to 4 years, we'll see. If he's still doing the same things in 18 months' time, then quite clearly he's probably at the top of his level. But he's got everything in his locker. He can shoot. He's got physique. He's quick. He's strong. Can beat a player. Got everything to be a complete midfield player. But why he didn't reach that level at Everton?
I think one of the reasons maybe why he chose to leave was because he's seen the club change around him. You know what I mean? Like you look at the players that are here this season. You know, you go back to the beginning of last season, they're not the same players. I mean, the West Brom game, there was one starter. It was, you know, Mason Holgate was the only starter from that game that it started.
Which is bizarre, because he's not been in our team all the time.
Exactly.
Anyway.
You know, the likes of, there was players in the squad, Balassi and Williams, that were on the bench that day. So I think maybe it's the club's changed around him, and he's probably thought because of that, I don't know whether he's just decided, well, I'll take sentiment out of it, because I suppose you have to as a footballer, don't you? You'd have to take sentiment out of it at some point. Is it worth me being at a club that I'm not wanted at for a start? And I think under Koeman he wasn't necessarily wanted. No. I don't think Koeman ever truly fancied him as a player, which is a fucking absolute ball ache now, because Koeman's not here and neither is Ross. And I just think once he'd made his decision to leave, that was the decision.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're getting told by someone who's advising you that this is the best thing for you, don't forget he was big mates with Rom. He had Romelu Lukaku saying, well, I'd go if I was you, if you've got opportunity to go to a big club. So once that fracture's there, it becomes almost easier to make the move. Do you know what I mean? If you're there and you're feeling like he won't have known that Ronald. I know Koeman's left now, but he's made that decision to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but he will have been thinking, well, he's going to be here for another 2 years. I don't want to play for him. He doesn't want me. I don't really want to play for him. You know, these clubs are after me. My agent's telling me that Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, because they'd all registered an interest, want me. And on a professional level, those clubs are more likely to win trophies than whatever now, because we're not making any progress any real progress on the pitch. We're making some progress, but it's being knocked. It's like a step forward, 2 back at the moment, or however it looks. I mean, we may finish 7th again, and then you'd say, well, 2 seasons to 7th, right now can we make the next step? But you wouldn't say it with any real confidence at the moment that we're going to break the top 6 next season, would you? So for him, he might be looking and go, like, that relationship's frayed now. I've made the decision to leave. These are all over the place. They've got the 3rd manager they've had in this season, and Chelsea want me, and they're always going to be in the top 3 or 4. They spend a lot of money. I can go and play, and I'll be in the England squad and all that. And that's probably
that's it, isn't it? And I suppose another way to look at it as well, all the things that he's beaten with, he's going to try and show people now whether he is good enough. He's basically saying, listen, I am, you know, everything that is being used as a stick to beat me, I'm going to see, actually, I'm going to challenge myself and see if I am that player I think I am.
Am I good enough? Yeah.
And I think in a way that's to be applauded. It would be if he didn't play for Everton, but that would be applauded, wouldn't it? We've just seen Coutinho leave Liverpool to go to Barcelona, and a lot of Liverpool fans are scratching their heads going, well, why would he leave Liverpool to go? You know, you know, Michael Owen left, you know, Fowler, Rush, they all left Liverpool, or Ronaldo left Man United, or whatever.
It's levels, isn't it?
They're all trying to better themselves and going, am I good enough to play at that level? Well, how am I going to know? by playing at that level. That's the only way I'm going to know. And the current club I'm at aren't going to be at that level. And you're right, that's what probably Ross has looked at and gone, well, hang on. For all the things people keep on saying I can't do, here's a chance for me to try and prove I can. Because ultimately, and it's the same reason why Wayne Rooney left, his dreams weren't going to be achieved by the club he was at, even if it was his boyhood club. And we sit here as fans and we bemoan the fact that you could have took us to the places, but Wayne Rooney wouldn't have won after. Well, he wouldn't have won any of the things he's won. You know, that he took a gamble. He didn't take a gamble. Sorry, he took a risk in terms of who, you know, how it would look for him. But he was betting on the right. Well, he was betting on the right, you know, colour, wasn't he, when he was going to United, because he knew he was going to win trophies. And Ross Barkley's the same. He'll win trophies. He should win trophies at Chelsea. Now, whether he has how much impact and influence he has on winning those trophies, that's a different thing. But you know what? For some players, that doesn't matter. I remember being at Arsenal the day they won the league and seeing Franny Jeffers holding the trophy up, but I don't think he had enough games to actually get a medal. But he was there with the trophy. He was part of it, you know. And that for some players is enough, isn't it? That for some players, they finish their career and they go, shows your medals or shows what you won. You go, well, I won this, and this, and this. And they go, well, hang on. You didn't play. You only played 10 games or 15 games or whatever. They go,
part of the squad. If you're a football, we sit here as fans and we go, well, you know, how can you leave us and all that if you're Evertonian, and we'd look and we play for nothing, wouldn't we? And you've got all that. You've got to take that out of it. These are footballers. Now, Ross Barkley's an Evertonian. People will go, no, he's not, because you wouldn't do that. Well, everyone would leave their job for more money, and whichever way you would. It's the way of the world, especially if someone's advising you. It's the way of the world, right? He's going somewhere where they're further along than what we are. They're going to be challenging for the top 4 this season. They're in the Champions League in a few weeks. He gets to play in that. They're in the FA Cup still. He could win that, you know. Whereas for the likes of us, you know, I think they're still in the League Cup as well, aren't they? In the semi-finals, aren't they?
Which he can play.
Which he can play.
I don't know if he will, because I don't know how fit he is.
Well, he probably will play. Well, he definitely is going to be ready, don't he, next week? So why wouldn't you? It makes sense. I think the biggest thing is the August to January. That's the thing that if he'd have gone in August, people would have been pissed off. Of course they would have. But he'd have gone out the door for, say, £25 million. And he hasn't. And I think that's the thing that has hurt, because from our point of view, what was the point in waiting? And obviously while he's at the club and he's training every day, you're hoping that he goes, you know what, actually I don't want to leave. For all we know, he mightn't like Sam Allardyce, he mightn't like Sammy Lee, or, you know, I'm not saying, I don't think that's a factor. I think he's already agreed. Well, he has already agreed to join Chelsea.
But the thing about it is, once you've got, it's like anything in life, once you've got your mind set on, once you've got your mind set on getting a new couch or getting a new car or getting a new telly,
a new job. Once you've got a new job, when you've got to work, you'll notice you don't want to be there. Mate, when I'm going on holiday, I don't want to be in my job. For the last 2 weeks, I can't concentrate. I just want to go on holiday. And when I've moved jobs, it's like, I want my new job's all shiny. I don't really, even though I've been quite happy where I've been, I want to go there now. I don't really want to be here. So for him, he's obviously looked and gone, I want to move now, you know, and I want to go there. And I think Ross Barkley will do well for Chelsea, because he's a good footballer.
It's sink or swim, isn't it? At the end of the day, you look at someone like Drinkwater, who's already at Chelsea, right? It's the step up. He was at Leicester, yes, he won a Premier League medal, but it's the step up. You want to go and test yourself. You've also got this thing that he should have actually played for England in the last tournament, but he didn't play. And it's like, well, hang on, he's just won the league, but he didn't, because he played for Leicester. Whereas he played for Chelsea, he probably would have been in there. So I think there's that. You're getting Champions League football. I know people say, well, he's sitting on the bench, but it only takes one thing to happen, and then suddenly you've got your chance. And it's whether you take that chance. But the opportunity to take that chance, obviously, only happens if you're at the club, doesn't it?
It just makes me laugh when people go, he's not good enough for them. Like, how dare he take that risk? He's not good enough to go there. He is good enough, because though he wouldn't have had the interest from all of the top 5 or 6 that he had if he wasn't good enough.
Well,
don't sign, and don't throw quotas at me because that's bollocks.
No, it's not quotas. I'm not going to throw quotas. But Chelsea,
because of the English.
No. Chelsea stockpile as well. They will buy players.
They do, but
but Conte's already said this wasn't his decision. This was someone above him. They've seen a player that they could get for 15 million quid. That they know that in 2 years' time they could probably double their price if they need to. But they've also took a good player, and that's the way Chelsea work. It's all. Yeah,
but he's good enough to break into their side.
I know he is, but what I'm saying is, it's a zero. Chelsea there's no risk involved for Chelsea, because if it doesn't work, they will sell him in 2 seasons. For that's what I'm saying. So from that point of view, they're covered either way. But they now have a player sitting on their bench that they know is hungry, wants to come on and do well for the rest of the season. Also, he's fresh for this season as well. Hasn't kicked the ball. So if he plays the rest of the season, you know, and he going into the World Cup, they know they've got a player who's not cup tied, who hasn't played, who's hungry, who gives them something that maybe they haven't got. I don't see too many players at Chelsea who are like him, who carry the ball. You know, Fabregas is a passer, Hazard is a dribbler. You know, but I don't see too many like Ross Barkley at Chelsea. So it gives them a different option. And who's to say that option doesn't make them a better team?
Of course, because he's a good player. He's good enough to get in their side. He'd have to play at his top level all the time, and that's the challenge for him. But when people go, he's not good enough for them, it's utter nonsense. What's Chelsea good as the other week? He's better than some of their players, but he's got to play at his top level. If he drops like he did at us, where you don't know, then he won't get in, because they have got world-class players who will just quite comfortably replace.
I think the other thing about it as well is that you talk about levels. Levels are a big thing in football. You know, it's about, you know, we look at when you're buying players and you're selling players, right? We sell Lukaku, goes up to United. In a way, you respect that. You have to go. We know where we are. Then we go to someone like, we go to Besiktas and take one of their best players, right? Oh, he was playing in the Champions League, but he wants to play in the Premier League. You know, he's dead excited. He spoke about how much Sam Allardyce wanted him. And again, it's a level, isn't it? He wants to challenge himself in the Premier League, because that's the next level for him. And it's the same for every player. If they get too comfortable, then they won't go anywhere. This is half the battle for a club. For, you know, people can say, well, we've lost Romelu Lukaku, we've lost John Stones, we've lost Gerard Deulofeu, now we've lost Ross Barkley. Do you know if we'd lost those 4 players to fucking Middlesbrough, Bolton, fucking Sunderland, and then I'd be like, fucking it, but we haven't. We've lost them to 4 huge football clubs, 4 of the biggest football clubs in the world. Now, does that make me feel any better about losing them? No, but at least I know they've left to go on to better things or try and better themselves. What we need to do as a club, and this is very hard, is get ourselves to that level where those players don't need to leave. I mean, that's not going to always happen, because, as I've just mentioned, Coutinho's just left Liverpool. Liverpool seem to have everything going for them, but one of their best players has just left to go to Barcelona. And if a phone call comes in from Real Madrid and says, do us a favour, Salah or Mane, come and sign for us, they'll be there in a shot. Now, if Chelsea ring up for Mane, it'll be no, don't be stupid, or maybe Man City. But Barcelona and Real Madrid are a different kettle of fish, and that's us now. We've got to try and get ourselves. We said this from the start. It's about building Everton up bit by bit, and maybe not overreaching, which I don't think we have done, because I don't think because this is where you get people going, why aren't we trying to get that player, and why aren't we trying to get that player? Because that player and that player are out of our league at this moment, and actually whether we have money or not, there isn't enough money to make a player who plays for a team that are better for us come and play for us. So we've got to go and get the Xiang Tossins and whoever else, the Sigurdssons, whoever, to try and make our team better, to get up one stage at a time. And I think that's where you've got to look at Ross and go, well, you know what? He's gone to Chelsea. He didn't bin us off to go to fucking whoever. Exactly. And that's where I think I'm annoyed, but I'm certainly not heartbroken. And maybe that's just my age and what we've been through and what we saw with Wayne Rooney, where that sort of the joy of football just got lost forever. The innocence of football got destroyed. People are right to be like, fucking hell, if he'd gone in the summer, would have saved his X amount. Fair enough. I understand that. But, and there'll be people going, well, we're Everton. We should be. The world doesn't work. Like, no one else cares that we're Everton. Sadly, they don't. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea fans, you see, actually the biggest thing that wound me up was when I watched those Chelsea fans singing that song. That actually wound me up more than anything. Get an anti-Scouse song about a Scouser is amazing. Isn't
United.
It? Well, yeah,
United done it for years,
which is amazing. But
players come and go, don't they? Ross Barkley's been at Everton since he was 9, I think it was. He's been there 15 years.
Yeah.
It's time for a change, you know. Maybe that if Everton were boss and he was loving it and we were winning things, then yeah, you would say, well, why are you moving unless it's to Barcelona or Real Madrid? But we're not, and there's no evidence that we're gonna, like you just said, you know, we've got Farhad Moshiri, we want to move to a new stadium, great, all that's going, we're moving forward in that direction. There's still areas of this football club that need sorting out. Well, people need to, and hopefully there's some rumours flying around that different things are happening, so hopefully that'll be marvellous.
The old rugger.
So that'll be great. We're moving in that direction, but we have got to build our team up, and we've got to build our team up by buying good players, by buying people who are actually left backs and, you know, fast wingers and more than one centre forward, and then we start going away to teams and winning 3 or 4-1, not 1-0 and hanging on, and then you'll start to see people going, these look like a club that are on and then, like you said, the likes of Sigurdsson, Cenk Tosun, players like that. You know, I seen the Theo Walcott conversation yesterday because he's been linked, and people, we can get better than him. What a joke we can get. This is a lad that's played 20 goals last season, plays for Arsenal, Champions League every year. Now, okay, I know you said he didn't have a very good game against Forest, and I'll get that, but he doesn't really play at the moment. But does he? There's one question. When you're buying a player, is he better than what we have? Yes. Is he better than Aaron Lennon? Yes, he is. Is he better than Nikola Vlasic? Yeah, probably in that final third, where Vlasic is a lot younger and might develop, and is a good player in his own right.
He's faster.
And he's fast. What do Everton really lack? Pace. We've seen it against Liverpool in the Cup last week when he had Balassi on one side, Lookman on the other. All of a sudden, we had them running the other way. If you put another player in there who's quick, and you can swap with Lookman and in and out, it takes your team up to that next level. Then can you buy a couple who take you up a little bit more, so you can actually grab that 6th place team?
Ultimately the whole thing is about rejection, isn't it? It's about someone rejecting your football club. The day Barkley left, right? We let Geffen Jones go to Fleetwood, and we let Liam Walsh go to Bristol City. You know, Geffen, good, honest player, and he'll probably do well at that level. And I imagine he'll climb probably back into the Championship once he gets it. And Liam Walsh is the same. I'm really, really fucking hoping we've got a buyback clause on Liam Walsh, because I think once he gets games and once he settles into a team, and once the physical side of once his height isn't necessarily a worry, once he becomes, I think he'll become a good player. But they both left, and you know, the club's statements on Barkley was like, Ross Barkley's left the club, he's showing Chelsea bye. Them two got like, you know, oh, great service, thanks for your time and all the rest of it. No, there's no difference. Liam Walsh is an Evertonian, young lad from Liverpool. It's just that he's not good enough and is going down, where Ross Barkley, because he is good enough, can pick his own future. Liam Walsh can't pick his own future. Liam Walsh's future would have been, I want to play for Everton, but he's not right to play for Everton at the moment, so he goes down, and he goes down with the well wishes of everyone at Everton Football Club, and that's football. That's two. Those three things happened.
If Ross Barkley would have still had 3 years left on a contract, and Chelsea would have come in the summer, and Everton would have gone, he really wants to go, we've made this decision, he'd have probably been a thank you, Ross, in the summer, you know, we've moved on. I don't think whenever you're selling a player in at their peak level, you will ever get, look at Cenk Tosun. the thing with Besiktas, the fans were all Evertonians now, and they you know, the statement from their club, oh, we've been a great goal scorer, and you'll always be a Besiktas player, and blah, and it's the well wishes and everyone clapping him and he was cheering him. Imagine us selling Ross and then bringing him on the pitch. He's leaving us for Chelsea, let's clap him and all that.
I think the difference is, though, with them, with a club like, and I know what you're saying, it is fantastic the support he's got, but I think for a club like Besiktas, this is the difference, is that they pretty much are in the Champions League every year. They're in the running for the title every year, so, and they'll replace him with whoever. There's talk Turin's going in, or there's been talk that Giroud's going to go and all that. They will replace him, and they love him. It's like when Celtic sell a player, isn't it? Essentially, they love him. They love the player. It looks good for them. Well, we just sold a player to a Premier League team, or we've just done this, or we've just done that. They get respect. The owner said that. He said they could have sold him to China. I mean, this got messed up in the translation. Said this the other day. Well, want more money for us. No, what he was saying was we weren't prepared to sell him to a Chinese club. There's no respect in that. That doesn't show us anything. But by selling him to a Premier League club that he's going to play every week, that was an important thing as well, apparently. He'll go on and he takes the good name of Besiktas with us.
Yeah.
And they'll replace. That's not a problem, as you said. Klassen was the same, and
we don't tend to do that.
We're not going to do that, are we? Because we don't. For us, we've just lost a good player, and we're not going to fucking pat him on the back. He's gone to, as far as we're concerned, Chelsea are a rival, so it doesn't, you know what I mean?
I think if he'd gone to Barcelona,
of course,
we'd have probably gone disappointed to lose him, but what a fantastic opportunity.
Like we lost Thomas Gravesen in a better season.
Yeah, at Christmas.
You know, just after Christmas, we were flying, and he was on the last 6 months of his contract, and he got an absolutely once in a lifetime opportunity to go and play for Real Madrid, and we all just stood there and went, yeah, to be fair, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Madrid,
it's Real Madrid. It was the Galacticos and Tommy Gravesen.
Arteta come in.
Oh yeah, but he didn't come until. But what I'm saying is that we were all heartbroken, but we were like, I can understand why that's just happened, even though we were in a much better position than we were in now, and he was playing some great football. But it is what it is. Just do the thing.
I'll say, right, I hope he does well for Chelsea. I know I've seen people go, I hope he fails, and I hope he gets injured, and I hope he's crap. And I hope he does well.
I'll be honest, I hope he penars.
Yeah, well, there you go. But I'm just saying, because I think he's a good player, but I'm looking past him. You know what? It'd have been worse. I think I'd have been gutted if he'd have played a few games this season. To me,
he's gone.
It felt like that Arsenal game, and seen him.
We knew
his Instagram picture when he's walking off moody. No, I know, but I'm saying
we knew, didn't we?
I know. So that I'm saying, I've already mentally, he's been gone for months.
January 31st, 2020.
He's back.
Yeah. I mean, just quickly, do we need to sort our contract situations out? Do we need to stop this happening? Do we need to stop players getting into there last year? Do we need to start? Because I've seen other clubs have done this where they do not let their players get down to the last year.
Okay, how do we stop it?
Well, with 18 months to go, or 2 years to go, we have to issue an ultimatum.
Did we have a straight talking manager that basically said from March till the end of the season, if he doesn't sign, he's getting sold?
No, but fuck the manager. Managers come and go.
No, but I'm saying
the club.
What I'm saying
is the club have got to. Do the club need a policy where they say to players, where with 18 months to go or 2 years to go, you are now up for sale? You either commit. Or
I just don't know whether that makes any difference.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying because Koeman every week was asked about Barkley, and if he doesn't sign, he's getting sold. So you're saying he's up for sale? Well, if he doesn't sign a contract, he's going. But Ross Barkley, he could have just been like, you can't make me go. You've give me.
All right.
Like, look at Arsenal. We've got Arsenal at the moment. Alexis Sanchez contract expires in 4.5 months.
Okay.
Mesut Ozil contract 4.5 months. They've got another one as well, haven't they? It's not Walcott. There's another one. There's 3. They had to, they've
got rid of him. It was Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Oxlade-Chamberlain, sorry, yeah. So they were the 3 big ones. Yeah, they've got Debussy, but no one's asked. His goes. There's 4 first team players for Arsenal, 3 play, and although Debussy played against Forest, who they've had going into now, like you say, they sold Oxlade-Chamberlain in August and got rid of that. They got the money, but Alexis Sanchez can sign for anybody at the minute, as Ozil can. So they could walk out the club. They're two of their biggest stars, right? If a player will not sign the deal, what can you can't
but
do nothing.
Arsenal don't, but hang on, whoa. Arsenal actually don't, are the other way round though. They will not sell players. That's what they do as a club. They've said on many times, don't forget they sold Van Persie reluctantly. They didn't want to sell Van Persie. They knew he wasn't signing the contract, but they didn't want to sell him because their basic concept is a player is worth more to us on the pitch than he is not at the club. Doesn't matter if a player.
That's stupid to me.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying is that okay, we could get 20 million for Sanchez now. We could get 20 million for Ozil now.
Yeah.
But if we get into the Champions League because of those two players, we'll earn that money back. It's a calculated gamble at the club. I can understand why they do that.
But they could have probably got 50 million in August for Sanchez.
Yeah,
City wants a 50
but then
million.
you're selling to a rival then, aren't you?
Yeah, I know.
But the point is that
they sold fucking Van Persie to United.
But the point is that's their club policy, and I just wonder whether
I'm just saying
our players worth more actually at the club than they are.
I'm just saying you're right, and yeah, we should, but I just think it's more difficult than that to get a player to sign a contract. We wanted Romelu Lukaku to sign a new deal. We offered him big money. Now I know it probably wasn't as much as he's on at United, but we offered him the biggest deal ever offered by a player. Do you know what I mean? To a player, and he turned it down. It's hard to.
No, I know that, but the point of being is, all right. Well,
But what would our fan?
All right. Well, what about this then? I'm going. Sorry, very quickly. What about the situation which we spoke about loads of time? Deadlines, Giroud, silence you summer. So what about that? So what about saying? So what?
If you don't
Lukaku's strung us along for ages. So shouldn't it be? If your policy is you're going to sell them at the best price, shouldn't you turn around to the player and go, well, we're offering you the best contract we've ever offered any player, but if it's not signed by this certain date, we're pulling it away from you, and we're going to sell you, and we might even stop playing you.
Yeah, I don't see there's any problem with that. I just wonder how the fans would react to that, but you'd have to come out and be open then and say,
open and honest
we've
policy.
Offered whoever it X a new contract and he refused to sign.
What that does as well is that says to the fans, right, and striker there, he won't sign a contract, we're selling him, but because we're selling him and we're open to selling him now, we are buying a new centre forward. We need a new centre forward, and we're buying one. That, not saying they come out and but that's what they're telling you. They're saying to you. Yeah. Because what's the argument? Well, we've all known since February.
But I think, to be honest with you,
I know the Lukaku one's different.
Yeah, no, forget Lukaku. Everton need to be more transparent.
Yeah,
they don't have to tell us everything, of course they don't, and football clubs don't, but I think that's one thing we could most definitely do better.
But that's what I'm saying about Arsenal. Everybody knows Arsenal don't sell their players. Even if they've got 6 months left, they ain't selling them unless there's major problems. So that's what they're saying. I just think that's what we need, a policy where we either say, well, we are or we aren't, but just make everyone aware so players know, listen, you don't go into your last year at Everton, you just don't. You get sold to someone.
Moyes had the policy of never offering
a player over 30
more than 12 months, and everyone knew it. Everybody knew. Alan Stubbs went and come back. But that's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. I think the club need a policy where every player, most players do, but every player gets offered a contract with 2 years left. If they don't sign it, then they're gone. Do you know what I mean? If you're not prepared to.
But what if that player is key to your team, right? So we've got 2 years left. We're in August. We've offered him the deal. He's not
There's
signed.
Not to be two.
No, but I'm just saying he's not signed. I want more time to think about it.
All right.
But he's key to you're the manager,
right.
And he's key. And we get to Christmas and he's playing brilliant, but he still hasn't signed. What do we do?
Well, all right. Well, I'm not. All right. Well,
because it's hard. Isn't it?
What I'll say is though, you give them 2 years left. They get offered a new contract, right? Publicly offered the contract, right? Because don't forget, loads of people were telling us months ago that Ross wasn't offered a contract, and it's nonsense, and he wasn't even offered one, and they want to get rid of him and all this. When he was offered one, it was on the table. So you publicly offered him 2 years to go. You offered them, and let's just say you give them the year,
Yeah.
So you give them a season, and then because we all know you can still get good money for a player.
You could have offered him that. He gets a January transfer window. He's playing really well still. He still hasn't signed. Window could shut. Playing well, get to March, and then say, right, we've offered him. Keep saying it to the press. We're now going to be listening to offers for him at the end of the season. He's playing great,
and we're actively.
We'd love him to stay. He's had the offer, but he's now transfer listed, and we're looking for.
And we're actively looking for active. Yeah, I think that's really important. And we'll move on because I think one player that happened to, and I think this was was basically the downfall, was Kevin Morales. When he was at one of his peak moments playing for Everton, he turned around and said he wouldn't be signing a new contract.
Yeah.
It was in halfway through the second season under Martinez. He turned around and that sort of got everyone. Oh, he's not going to sign a contract. And then because he wasn't signing a contract, his form just dropped off a cliff, and he never really recovered. And
didn't get the offers he thought.
He didn't get the offers he thought. He was going to get Champions League teams and Dortmund and Atletico Madrid. You know, the second tier. But he's gone now to Olympiacos, 4 million on loan for the rest of the season, which just seems nuts.
Is it 4 million?
I don't know. That's what
the
but he got brilliant. Brilliant scenes.
The scenes were unbelievable.
When he got there, they obviously haven't watched them for a while.
He was great for them, though, wasn't he?
No, he was.
And that was
it's a lot lesser standard, and you know, he'll be adored, and that's all he really wants. But it's a strange one, Morales, isn't it, putting his career into context, because he came and looked great at times, a flying winger, and I you know what I said on Twitter, I don't think his career ever recovered from Moyes leaving, but arguably he was better under Martinez, but I just think with Moyes there was almost a relationship there,
and he had a role.
Yeah,
Moyes had to give him a defined role. I think played for Olympiacos, he was the second striker, he was down the middle, scored goals. You go and watch him for Olympiacos, the goals he scored, he was through the middle. We had them and used them wide, but Moyes had them as a role. That is your job, and I think some of the football he played in that Moyes' last season, the goal against West Ham was brilliant. He scored 2 that day in Moyes' last game, and the first goal was brilliant. And you look at the Stoke goal at home when he picked it up on the edge of our box and Tottenham away. Some really good goals, you know.
United at home,
Cattale, that was under Martinez, wasn't it? But he was great under Moyes. Martinez was up and down, but when he was good, he was very good. But I think under Martinez, again, he fell out of favour and he didn't really have a role, and it frustrated him. He come on and got sent off against Swansea after a couple of minutes, and West Ham at home he got sent off and things like that. And
West Ham away in the cup, he was brilliant.
West Ham away again with 10 men, he was unbelievable. And they were the peaks and troughs of them, you know. I mean, he done Suarez big time, and everyone loved him, and scored in that game. So he's had some good times at Everton, I think we just never said that's your position, and he never fully. His attitude over the last 12 months has been terrible, I think. I mean, I don't think he's ever recovered from taking the ball off Baines and missing the pen. Honestly,
not in fans' eyes.
I think that was the day that a lot of people just went, you're only asked about yourself, really, not the team. We'd have been 3-0 up, by all means, take it. But it was 0-0, the game ended 0-0. We'd have won the game, you'd have been like, you dickhead, never do that again. But he missed the pen, and I think from then, the relationship was fractured. And then, I mean, it was 12 months ago, we beat Man City 4-0, and he was brilliant off Romelu Lukaku, down the middle, as a number 10.
I always thought he was best there.
You know, and you look, because he didn't rely on it, he was quick enough to get from over 10 yards. He was still fast, but when you're wide, 10 yards doesn't really get you anywhere, and that's why you'd see him do a lovely couple of tricks on the halfway line, dance away and then pass it, because he knew he couldn't go 40.
He scored a brilliant free kick this time last year against Southampton, didn't he? We beat them 3-0.
Did he?
I think so, he did, didn't he? He scored a boss one against Villa one time as well. Remember we
won? That was a great one against.
Remember we won?
QPR.
Scored a boss one against Villa when we beat them.
Scored Villa and Norwich.
2-1 when we really
needed to win. On the run.
That's the problem, wasn't it? The inconsistencies and some fans will just think, oh, you're just a dope, because of the way your attitude and stuff like that, and that's regrettable, because I just think he could have been a lot better. Listen, injuries have caused problems as well, but just
you've seen him in Limassol, you know, when he played in Loughman that night. He's done some great stuff, and then other basic pass to lay it off, he doesn't do it, and you're like, you're showing the directness which we could really do with, but you're not disciplined enough to produce.
But just his attitude, I mean, you know, the stories of him walking off the training ground and things like that, and you just think, that's fine, you can have a petulant attitude as a footballer, but I suppose you've got to back it up, haven't you, every week?
You can be frustrated because you're not playing. You know, you might think you're working really hard and they're not giving you a go, and it frustrates you as a player. If you've played in teams and you think you should be in that team and you find yourself out of it, you're pissed. I was terrible. If I ever spent a period of time out of a team, I've got to hold my hand up and say, a couple of times, I was out of order. I'd be sat on the thing, made up when the lad playing instead of me was missing chances. That's a fucking terrible attitude, Rob. But what it was I backed myself and I wanted to play. And I got slapped down a couple of times, and it was, get it, you need to be, and it was like, you know what, you're right, okay, back down. So I don't even mind that as much, but it's go and deliver when you get your chance. Get on, produce. If you get on and you're not producing, you've got no one, you can't complain, because I'm giving you the shirt and you're going out and not performing. But if you're refusing to train, and then your attitude, why is Sam Allardyce not giving him a chance?
Because of his, obviously.
Because obviously at some stage he hasn't. We played Bournemouth away the other week, and he said we didn't really have anyone, and that's why Balassi. That would have surely been.
But I think what Allardyce has done, he's coming from the start and just gone, I'm not really gonna start messing about here. You're not playing, so I'm not even going to give you the encouragement that you are playing. But
if he's knocking him in and training, then you'd go like that. I don't know, but I'm just saying, if he's turning up and training, right? Well, yeah.
Well, it might be a terrible training.
They had a practice match, didn't he? I think Sandro was nowhere near. He played this practice match. All of a sudden, he comes on at half time against Chelsea at home because what he'd done on the Tuesday in that practice game. He'd been really good, and so if Kevin Morales would have tore it up in that practice match, he might have been on the bench at the weekend and he might have come on. So that's just how I've looked at it. David Unsworth had him in and he didn't have him in. Do you know what I mean? So he obviously, maybe he's just gone, you know what, see, the big thing where I think he fucked himself up was the August transfer window. He wanted to go. He had the Olympiacos, shin pads and all that. I mean, what's that all about? And the move didn't, it didn't materialise. That's disrespectful. Whether you want to go or not, it's disrespectful, isn't it? When he just said about 4 weeks earlier he wanted to stay. I'm looking forward to the season, I can't wait to get in the side, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. So whether him and Ronald Koeman fell out in those few weeks, that the next minute he wanted to go and he had the Olympiacos shin pads, that's where I am with him. He won't be missed. He certainly won't be missed by me, because I just think you can never rely on him.
It's sad, because I think there is a missed opportunity in there. There was a player with talent, but the player, I think, has done it to himself. You don't get 3 or 4 managers all decide not to play a player unless there's there was some kind of issue.
5 managers,
unless there was some kind of issue there.
Yeah.
So a player who just didn't fulfil his potential, and maybe should have gone about things a different way as well. If he wanted that big club to come in for him, he should have maybe acted in a different way to not derail his own sort of momentum when he had it. Because I just think that's what he's done. Every time he's had momentum at Everton, he's just done something that has caused it. Now, sometimes that's an injury and you can't help that, but sometimes that's his own attitude, or doing things like taking the penalty off. You can have bad games, but don't have bad games by adding something to it, like being sent off for being a dickhead, or the penalty incident. Because they're the things people remember. Football fans are weird in that way. They will remember moments like that. They will always come back to, you see, you go on Twitter and you look like the compilation of the goals, and you go, fucking hell, he scored some boss goals. You forget about all that. But what sticks in your mind is things like taking the ball off people. And
it's a shame, because I think he got us and he bought into it and he loved to score, and you were like, go on Kev, go and do it. But the problem was, he wouldn't go and do it. He'd do it 1 week and you'd go, that's his right, now's his time, and then you'd drift away and he'd get subbed, and you'd be like, yeah, he's very hit and miss. I think if you're I think you're right. I think there's a player in there, but he just it didn't come out.
And what'll happen now is he's gone to Olympic, and he'll score goals,
do well, yeah.
and because it's a different level, and he'll do well, and he'll be in the squad for the World Cup, and he'll be happy with that, because he'll be adored. We've already seen that. He'll be adored by.
Well, he's only gone on loan, so really he's putting himself in the shop window, isn't he? We want him to do well because we'll get a better price for him.
Probably end up at Barcelona. Like Delafeu.
Oh,
yeah, so there you go. Two out. Make sure you check out our Schenk tossing video.
Schenk,
that's what I said. Schenk tossing video to see what we spoke about him. I've obviously already done plenty on, but I've done some on him anyway. So make sure you check that out and leave us your thoughts. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.